work well with me. The introduction that Suresh sir has given, that Saranya has given, sorry, their name was told wrongly to me by one of the gentlemen here, has impressed me quite a bit. But that is not the purpose. And it is my little endeavor, depending on the important session to follow just after this, which is outside here. Is this okay? Himanshu keeps creating AI-generated photographs, which I don't recognize myself. So it is my submission that perhaps in this room, I am the least experienced person on school education. I've been seeing schools, visiting schools, and as Sir said, been leading delegations or coordinating delegations to schools across the largely developed countries. Yes, I have been visiting Nigeria, Kenya, a few underdeveloped countries. And I'm sorry, I tried to put it on silent. It is somehow not responding. In 88, that's just to tell you that this is grey hair, L'Oreal or Garniered. It depends on the choice my wife makes, and I don't know. Higher education is not exactly the same. As a matter of fact, it's very different from school education. And therefore, some of my comments may be out of place, may not work for you. And some of them might. Over the next 90 minutes, if you can find one thing that you can carry home to your school and implement, I'll be honored. I come here out of sheer love, delight, and a responsibility and an obligation, which is a stage some of you are reaching. Not these little kids here. These kids have a time to go, but by the time they reach my age or stage or so, perhaps it will change. We must give back to the world in some measure of what we have received. My life changed as I went along. When I was in school, the objective was to get the highest marks, to win the athletics race, to become captain of this, and to get that shield and trophy which I would carry home, to get into IIT. And believe me, those days were easy. One could kind of walk through to IIT. There were 5 IITs. Between them, totally they took in about 1,000 students, and about 30,000 were appearing. Now we have 13 lakh students appearing for the same. It's become far, far more competitive. When I was in IIT and IIM, the objective was to get a good job, good salary. When I joined my first job, that was in Calcutta at Dunlop, and then Hindustan Lever at Bombay, now called Unilever. The objective of life, the purpose of life is to become a chief executive, managing director, have a big car, big house. Got married, and life changed. In the 30s, when I was 30 years plus, I wanted to earn money, I wanted to have a good family life, my children, my son. And it happened to me at the age of 43, 44, that I had earned enough. I had a house, I had a car, and I had a reasonable amount of money with me for my, because 4,000 of it was meant for me to go back tonight from at 10:30 by taxi to Dehradun, which charges 4,000, but my brother had decided to pick me up and take me there free of cost. So I'm saving that money, so I will not take it from you. Because I concluded that with my education, with my background, I'm consulting for a company called Coca-Cola, who was at that time, sir, paying me 1 lakh rupees per day in 2004. And I asked myself that if all that I'm doing is getting some more people to drink this Coke, black, sugar, water and increase diabetes, there's something wrong with me. I was consulting for a company called Godfrey Phillips, selling cigarettes, and I said there's something wrong with me. I was consulting for a company called BPL, making televisions, and I said if some more people buy a BPL TV and less of a Videocon TV because of my so-called strategy and marketing, is that me? Does it matter? No, it does not matter. And I concluded that the only thing that matters is education. But then I also asked myself, do these students in IIT need me? No, they don't. They're brighter than me. They have come through a tougher exam. Yes, I also qualified JEE and I had a very good All India rank. But these kids are bright. They will do well in life, economically and financially, in spite of Harish Chaudhary. They don't need us. So I went off as director to a business school in Dehradun, a small institute where I thought I could make a difference, and I said, I'm going to work with these children who are getting 50%, 60%, 70% marks in their CBSE exams, because if they get guided now, they can perform well. If they don't get guided, they will land up in the college canteens. I'm very fond of saying when people tell me I have studied at Delhi University, I tell them, which canteen do you prefer? And if they don't find a good canteen, they go to Jantar Mantar in Delhi. So IIT has a university adjoining, and there's a road that divides between the two. And there are two gates. You get out this gate, you get to the other gate. That's called JNU, if you've heard of it. I have a rule with my students. If I ever find out that during my course, which started last week, will end on 2nd December, you have entered JNU, then you will get an F grade. Please do not go there. When you decide that your career lies in politics, then you go there. And that should be after the age of 25. At the moment you are required to study. So one of my very dear colleagues and friend, he became Vice Chancellor of JNU and later he was Chairman UGC. He just completed his term, one of the most influential people in higher education. He did not take the residence in GNU, Vice Chancellor's house. He stayed in IIT and his family stayed here, and he would go there and come back in the evening. Sorry. Nothing against GNU, they have a contribution, they have some good departments, and they have kilograms and tons of politics. Notwithstanding. But as a director of this business school, I was on 2-year leave. I concluded that the problem lies with school education. I didn't know that. So I went up to the director of NCERT, Professor Krishna Kumar, and I said, sir, I want to understand what's happening in the schools. And the easiest way for doing that is organize a conference. So in 2009, we organized a conference. Professor Krishna Kumar, great man, great academician, director of NCERT at that point of time. He said, no, Harish, you do it at IIT. I said, sir, you are the agency for school education. Why don't you do it? He said, no, we are essentially being seen as a publishing industry. You people still have some respect. I said, okay, fine, sir, we'll do it. He said, we will support you. So with NCERT support, we set up a conference. This was in October 2010. On 31st August 2010, my son met with a nasty accident. He was standing on the pavement in IIT, and a car came and jumped the parking lot and smashed him. He had 27 fractures. So Himanshu had joined me and his team, and they were setting the conference. We have a small auditorium in our department which has a capacity of 150. I'm currently taking a course there because there's no other classroom available, because I have 165 students. I'm hoping 16 will be absent. If they all come, they have to stand. Last week they were standing, slowly they will start reducing in number. And I said, okay, fine, we'll have some 70, 80 participants, we'll have 10 speakers. And I was living in the hospital. And Himanshu came to me 15 days later. He said, sir, we need to change the 200 participants, we have 50 papers. I said, okay, fine, change the venue. We have a seminar hall, 400 capacity. 1 week before the conference, said, sir, we need to change the venue. I said, what happened? Sir, we have 600 participants. We changed. We had 873 participants, 250 papers, 15 countries, and it was a total disaster. Some people got a seat, some people got water, some people got lunch, some people got kit, some people got nowhere. And by the evening there was chaos. The last 16 years we've been doing these conferences at Delhi, Chennai, Bangalore. Our last conference was at IIT Madras 2 months back. We restrict the number to 400. We can't manage more than that. But what I found, that there is great energy in the participants, the leaders, the owners, the principals, the teachers of private schools of India are putting in their time, money, effort, assets. And schools are very poor return on investment, one of the poorest, even FD is better. They want to do a lot, but there are certain problems, there are certain obstacles. I didn't know what is a bite. I was asked to give a bite just now. I was wondering what is a bite. Well, I know of 2 bites, BITE and BYTE. I don't know. It was in the 1930s, nearly 100 years back, that Mahatma Gandhi said, we cannot give to our country an education that the developed world expects to be given in their country. We don't have the resources. And I challenge any developing country to do that. But then the private capital came in. When we became independent, we were a marauded country, we had no resources. We were fighting famines, we were fighting wars. There was no money. But when the private capital flowed in, our quality of education has changed. Fortunately, unfortunately, there is still a divide between the government schools and the private schools. And as I said in the bite, I am fond of saying everyone should get married. Sir, are you married?
Yes.
Good. If anybody is not married, please get married fast, because you cannot keep blaming the government for everything. We have to take it onto ourselves. And we have to decide what is the change we can bring in the world. I decided that about 25 years back. And I told the CEO of Coca-Cola, you go and sell Coke. Thank you very much. You go and sell your televisions. I'm not interested. I don't take those assignments. I still have some consulting, etc. But I now take assignments which hopefully contribute somewhere to the society. Now coming back to school education. It is extremely unfortunate the person who has the largest impact and the greatest responsibility is paid the least. She is the primary school teacher. As a matter of fact, she is the play school teacher. My wife has been a teacher for class 2 for 30 years. And she threatened to resign because her principal promoted her to class 4. She said no. said, look, it's been so long, you should move at least from 2 to 4. She said, no, thank you, I love my children. That's it. That's where the foundation is laid. She is twice as intelligent as me. She works 3 times more than me. And she gets 1/4 my salary. Because I have a piece of paper which says PhD and she has a piece of paper which is called B.Ed. The ratio is 1:4. At the same time, I was in Australia and there was this girl, we were looking at these toddlers, class 1, class 2, or even younger kids, nursery, KG type. And she was running here and there and somebody is throwing paint and somebody is tearing paper and somebody is playing with the toys and she was running and huffing and puffing and then she took a break. She had a name tag here called Marilyn. I said, Marilyn, what do you do? What is your education? She said, I have a master's in psychology and I'm doing my PhD from RMIT. RMIT is one of the best universities in Australia. And I said, Marilyn, you could have got a much better job. She says, I love my job. So my wife has been a teacher for 30 years and I've learned a lot about school education from her. But the topic that Deepan sir gave me is leading a high-performing private school. I removed the word private from there. Yes, schools have an agenda, schools have a challenge. High-performing schools have a higher challenge. So, sir, since you are sitting in front and you are born after I started teaching, so what's your name?
Sandeep.
Sandeep. Sandeep, any idea what a taxi driver gets paid or earns in Chennai? You are from Chennai or Coimbatore?
Chennai.
We have a large Coimbatore contingent here. So, Chennai. So, any idea what a taxi driver earns?
Anywhere between 30 to 50,000.
30 to 50,000. What does the aircraft pilot earn?
More than a lakh.
You're slightly wrong. It should be in the range of 3 to 4 lakhs.
3 to 4
minimal. But okay. A taxi driver gets up at 6 in the morning, hits the road at 7, sometimes gets lunch or eats at some local place, and if he gets somebody to hire his taxi to Coimbatore, he drives him to Coimbatore and reaches there at midnight, doesn't get food, sleeps in the car. The aircraft pilot checks into Westin Hotel, has a lovely breakfast, uses high-end perfume, and goes and sits in that cockpit. And in case it's an international flight, I haven't seen it happening on domestic flights much, takes off, puts it on auto, grabs a cup of coffee and walks around, and goes back after 3 hours or 6 hours and lands the aircraft. Why does he get paid so much more? He or she, as the case may be.
The responsibility is much higher.
Brilliant. Sandeep, got it, you are brilliant. The responsibility is much higher. One, the taxi driver, I'm not too sure about Chennai, in Delhi, they follow the sine curve, cos curve. They zoom through. And sometimes they hit a pedestrian, sometimes they hit a culvert, sometimes they get a scratch here, and sometimes the headlight breaks, and sometimes they get hurt. Over the years they become good. They make mistakes. They survive. The aircraft pilot is permitted exactly one mistake in his life. One mistake, and 200 people, they reach the higher echelons of life. They achieve nirvana. I don't know whether there's a Western hotel out there or not. But I don't know. But that's it. So higher the performance of the school, the higher the responsibility. I was talking to a surgeon once. And I asked him, so he asked me, he said, Harish, in a operation theatre, who's the most important person? Any comments? In an operation theatre, heart surgery, who is the most important person?
Person who hands the tools.
Hands the tools, the nurse. Anesthetist. Surgeon. Patient? Anybody else? He gave me a very different answer. He said, electrician. Yeah, you're handing the tools. The nurse is handing the tools and the electricity goes off.
All battery operated, sir.
Yes, they are on, they don't use regular power. Operation theatres don't use this power. It's all battery operated, inverter, etc. But still, electrician. You know, there are these small rats, etc., which cut wires, especially in government hospitals. Squirrels in Tamil Nadu. So, responsibility. Higher performance, higher responsibility. 6 Sigma. What does 6 Sigma say? Any engineers here? No? Okay, we'll not get into it, but 6 Sigma says, okay, let me tell you a story about 6 Sigma. I'm sorry, I have time. Deepam sir, what time do you have to break for lunch? 12:40. What time do you have to break for lunch?
Your session can be 12:45.
Sir, make it a little longer, na? Can you ask the lunch to be delayed a little? If you can. Yeah, 1:30 p.m. is good for me, 1:15. We'll have some time for a discussion also, but I have a lot of slides. I made them this morning, or rather modified them. So, Intel used to make chips. You heard of Intel?
Yes.
They make chips. What chips? Semiconductor devices. Actually, they don't. They outsourced it to Japan to a company called Matsushita for a very long time. I don't know what they're doing now, but when the story was told to me, that was it. And they sent an order to Matsushita, 2 million chips, 0.1% defectives acceptable. So 0.1% of 2 million, you can calculate whatever that number is. I think it comes to 20,000. 60 days delivery time, so on 59th day they got their consignment, 2 million chips, and 20,000 chips packed separately, marked defectives, with a covering letter. We do not understand why you wanted defectives. We don't make defectives. However, you will appreciate that small batches cost more. This one is complimentary. In future, when you want defectives, you'll have to pay 50% extra. We have now specialized the process of making bad chips. We'll be glad to serve you. But they were clear. We don't make defectives. Thank you very much. So 6 Sigma says 4 defectives per million. If you have manufactured, produced, finished 1 million students, 4 of them can be defectives. Unfortunately, my belief is that the best of schools produce a significant number of defectives. It does not get quantified because they all get 90% plus marks in CBSE. You know why do they get 90% plus marks? Any idea? When did this happen? In my days, we never got 90%. I got 78.6% marks in ISC and I was a school topper. Second position actually. When did we get 90% marks? When did it happen? No. The year. Which year had happened?
For higher education and arts.
So this happened in the year 2007. Before that, children were not getting these marks. And I asked, you can check the name I'm talking about. I don't want to put it because it might be getting recorded. I hope this recording doesn't go on Facebook or Instagram. I asked the CBSE chairman, Sir, why have you done this? He said, the minister told me, improve quality of education, so we improved quality of education. On 17th September he was told, on 18th September he sent a circular to all CBSE schools, please improve quality of education. We have decided that quality has to be improved. It was not decided till 2007. We took 60 years of independence to decide that quality of education needs to be improved. So we improved it. The same thing happened to BPL, below poverty line. And this time my students ripped him apart. The vice chairman of then planning commission, Muntek Singh Ahluwalia, he was asked by the Prime Minister, reduce poverty. So he did, and decided that anybody who earns more than 26 rupees a day is rich. And he came to IIT and my student shouted at him, sir, when have you bought milk? What is its price? When did you buy a bottle of water? What is its price? They booed him out. What are you talking about? We call these quick fix solutions, bypassing the game. Children learn this very fast. Children learn that they need not attend classes, they need not study. From April to February, in February they stay awake all night, they cram, they break the code and they get high marks. If they don't get high marks, they go to Jantar Mantar and say depression, mental depression. And then the letter comes to us, please take care of them. When I was a student at IIT, we had never heard a thing called counselor, psychiatrist. Now we have 8 of them in IIT. They counsel students just because you...
Now one in each school.
One in each school.
It's compulsory.
So we tell them that, look, if you don't understand physics or you have not got 9 out, if you have got only 9 out of 10, don't commit suicide. Next time we'll give you 10 marks. We'll even give you 11 out of 10. Don't worry about it. So board results are no indication of performance or success of a school. But if I look at India as a country, India is rising. Our economy is increasing, our GDP is rising, our road accidents are rising, rape cases are rising, crime is rising, everything is rising. In chemistry we said entropy of the world always increases. The divorce rate has gone up. Crime is going up. The petty criminals supported by the police sometimes get caught. They go to court, they go to jails. The big time criminals, the economic criminals, the blue collared criminals, they usually don't get caught. They usually don't get caught. And well, these days there is a simple way of not getting caught. You also have to put a flag in front of your house with a certain color and a certain symbol, it works. Then nobody will trouble you. If it's a different color, then ED, sales tax, income tax, excise tax would all come to a teacher's house. अब टीचर घर में क्या मिलेगा यार? ED को भेज रहे हैं टीचर के घर. मजाक हो रहा है. Sorry for my Hindi. So, since I might run out of time, can you just help me with this? Excuse me, or you can, yeah, got it. Oh, I have to point here. Okay. Okay, can you change it for me, because this does not seem to be working. Should come together. There isn't enough time for it to fly in. I don't think we need to really debate this. But I also want you to understand that schools are in education, coaching classes are in cracking the exam. These are two different activities. Life does not begin or end with IIT. And if a child doesn't get into IIT, it does not matter. Because if they've got their education right, they'll perform well anyway. But yes, we want to make the child grow into a happy, healthy, productive, sensitive citizen. That's a word which I have added. It wasn't there in the, if I say, objectives of various government institutions, statements, and rightly, wrongly, we have copied it from Ofsted of UK. The government of India has copied it. We say Britishers were wrong, they were bad, we didn't like them, so we are breaking the Parliament House and making a new one because that looks British. Now we are going to break the Rashtrapati Bhavan, etc. and make a new one. We don't want British legacy, but we copy it from Britain. Good. Sensitive. That to me is the key word. Next, please. Yeah, just run all of it. Himanshu has done something to my PPT, I didn't want all this. Yeah. A world-class school. What is it? I asked a school principal in Finland, ma'am, what is a good school? Wherever I go, I ask two questions. What is a good school? Who is a good teacher? And she simply said, a happy place. Full stop. Where children love to come. Where learning is a way of life, where everyone is a friend, where teachers are co-learners, where love and compassion is a way of life, where teachers are role models, where questioning is promoted. Now this is very important for India. Because unfortunately our children are told, don't question, sit down. Any questions? Nobody raises the hand. So you all agree? Nobody agrees. But they don't question. What happens? They grow into this, and when I thought about it, I decided to write a definition wrong on the board and went back to one of the brightest students in the class. You know, the brilliant ones always sit at the back. So if you look at it, the last row is the most brilliant. They are carefully looking at, is there something worth listening to? Because they know it all. So I went to the student, Hemant. I said, Hemant, is this right? He says, no sir, it is wrong. I said, why didn't you say so? How do you know it is wrong? He pulled out his cell phone. Sir, I just checked on Wikipedia, it's wrong. I said, then what do you do? He pulled out the second cell phone. Sir, I have sent it on the WhatsApp group to the class, this definition is wrong. There were 70 students in the class, all 70 now know it is wrong. Because Hemant said it, Harish Chaudhary is wrong. Good. I said, in the exam, which one will you write? Sir, I'll write the wrong definition. Because you don't know the right one, you will cut marks. They don't question. They are not asking the right questions. And a good school, a world-class school is where learning happens by default. You know, children and grown-ups hate to be told, do this. But if it happens by default, it's okay. Next, please. So, a high-performing school is one where every child succeeds in academics. Now, my request to you is, and I had a long debate with a number of the best schools of Delhi and NCR. I said, let's do something for these kids from class 9 to 12 because they come under a lot of pressure. And they happily told me, sir, nahi kar sakte, it cannot be done. They are going to coaching classes, they don't come to our school, or if they come, and then this coaching class have a system called SIP. We have this, agency called China, Chaitanya and Narayana. We call them China. So they come to the school and say, we will do a SIP program for you, school integrated program. What is that? We will send our teachers because your teachers are useless. So you do some teaching till lunchtime, after that we will take over. and then they will crack NEET. So I told this principal that why are you wasting time? Just sack all your teachers and let them do the regular teaching also. You are paying them anyway.
They started doing
So it's what is happening.
Yeah, it is happening, I know.
It's happening, sir.
Took some time. But my belief is, education gets completed by class 8. After that, it is skills, it is cracking, education per se. I see 3 stages of education. The pre-primary, up to let's say class 2. To me, the objective of that education or that schooling is to somehow get the child to like the idea of coming to the school. If the child starts saying, I love going to the school, you've done a great job. Up to class 5, can you make the child an independent reader? Now we have a major challenge with WhatsApp and AI, etc. Reading in the good old days was there, now reading is stopped. Reading is a biochemical activity, it gets you thinking. Globally, Kindle failed. People got back to the books. I carry one with me all the time. By class 8, can you make the child an independent thinker? We had a huge debate with the department I am in, that very building. One floor was given to respected Sri Kasturi Ranganji and his team. You heard of Kasturi Ranganji? NEP. And we had long debates there. What is more important, creative thinking or critical thinking? 21st century skills. I said, sir, why were they not 20th century skills? And then, we want to teach our children creative thinking and critical thinking. When were they taught thinking? Is thinking some great art? The toddler thinks. That little kid is a thinking child. They have curiosity. Every time my granddaughter, she is now 1.5 years old, picks up my phone, my heart misses some beats. Fortunately, we were able to train her that when she picks up the phone, she goes and gives it to the right person. But she wants to break and see what is inside it, how does it work. They are thinking, but somewhere we stop thinking. Can you keep that alive? And most important, yes, we work with children. They have to succeed in academics. They must get good marks. Succeed in sports. I come from a school where sports was given, if not a higher, at least a equal importance as academics. Because we learned a lot in sports. And every child must participate in games in order to learn how to lose. I am not interested in their winning. It is not a career. Please. For every one Virat Kohli that becomes, there are a few lakh who played cricket and spoiled their lives. Never got a job anywhere. My nephew was national juniors champion squash, and I told him, stop it, there is no money unless you make it to the senior team. And preferably not squash, play something like golf, where there's more money. But there's a lot of money in sports management. So he runs a very successful, high-earning sports management company. So, but they must learn how to lose. To me, it's not important that you climb on there and say, I came first. Okay, great. I don't want you to go into depression if you come second next time. I want you to learn that when you fail, when you fall, when you lose, how quickly you get up and what do you learn from failures. We don't learn from successes, we learn from failures. In professions, I want you to be a successful, excellent, outstanding engineer, doctor, lawyer, politician, administrator, thinker, writer. Succeed in life. You can't manage your house, you want to manage the country. You can't communicate with your wife, you want to communicate with crowds. You can't manage your children. Sorry, not acceptable. Life, succeed in life. And the school has to contribute, a high performing school has to contribute to making a better world. I don't know whether we're having World War III or 4 or 5 or 6. I just cannot understand. Why do we put more money in making bombs and less in growing food? Why is the defense budget of country after country greater than the education budget? We have got a huge missile, now we can blow up the city. What are you up to? Something fundamentally wrong with this human race? We talk about marketing soaps and shampoos. When will we talk about marketing peace? When will we talk about marketing brotherhood? So I was at Harvard Business School. My classmate is the dean at Harvard Business School, Boston. And we were a group of Indians. Harvard Business School has a faculty of 200, out of which 40 are Indians and 36 are Chinese. And very happily, one of my friends told me, was a professor there, who is a professor there, you know, Harish, we even have some Americans. So I was asking them, how do you teach management? And he said, we don't teach management. I said, okay, fine, you're a business school. How do you teach business? He said, we don't teach business. They said, what do you do? And with a great sense of pride, he said, we make global leaders. We make global leaders. So I said, how do you do it? What do you do? Because your curricula is so much the same as our curricula. We make petty clerks who get a salary of, starting salary of 25 lakhs a year in an MNC. They get a designation of associate vice president and they do a clerical job. Purely clerical. These are the process, these systems, please follow them, don't deviate. And therefore they're replaceable by a computer robo and they lose their jobs. Great. So I said, how do you do it? And he said, we very carefully study the statement of purpose when a child is applying to our institution. Besides marks, besides GMAT scores, besides recommendations, he says, that is our final filter. I'll give you an example. If a child writes, ma'am, with due respect, please don't take me wrong. If a child writes, I want to work for the education of the Muslim girl child, we reject them. This is sacrilege, this is religious, this is parochial. We don't want the castes coming. But if the child writes, I want to work for the education of the Muslim girl child in order to promote global peace, we immediately accept the child. Your purpose is to be important. So, I'm suggesting, make a better world. Schools are a microcosm of the society. It's very difficult to be very different from the society around you, from the people around you, the location, the parentage. But schools also have the power to change the society. Parents find it difficult to teach honesty to the child can go and teach honesty to the parent. At the same time, some things are perennial, some things are changing fast. These were not the challenges when I was in school. These things have come up now. Multiple stakeholders contradicting expectations. Parents, government, society, teachers, child, they all want different things. Government wants numbers. Our GER has increased. Front page, photograph of Amit Shah, Rajnath Singh and our respected Honorable PM. GER has increased. Which one of you contributed to GER? Please tell me. And then in my state, Yogi Adityanath and Dhami, GER increased, gross enrollment ratio. Did you do it? What did you do about it? Notwithstanding. Parents want shields, trophies, first in the class, outstanding, excellent. And if you write needs improvement, you have those parents there on their gate shouting, what the hell do you mean my child is the most brilliant, what improvement does he need, he is the most perfect child ever born, he is about to get a Nobel Prize. We have this funny category called pseudo-educated parents. The most dangerous community is a girl with an MBA from a third-class management college with no job. When she becomes the mother, she wants to tell you how to run the school. Came to me once, sir, this is not how you teach. I said, here is the pen, please. Start. I will learn from you. Thank you. Pressure on return on investment, competition, education and coaching. What is the coaching world doing? What are we doing? Let's be clear. We prepare the child for life, you prepare the child for cracking the exam. Thank you. Not our job. A degenerating world around us. Next, please. So, now what does it mean for the school leader? Fragmentation of role. I joined as director of this institute 24 years back. And exactly after 1 month I went to my owner manager and said, please double my salary. He said, why? He says, I came here for academics here. I thought I would to get teachers, train teachers, talk to students, take classes, improve education. Unfortunately, I am the chief security officer, I am the chief finance officer, I am the chief public relations officer, I am the chief canteen manager. And we had a girls' hostel and I had appointed a warden, and a couple of months later she came to me one day. I'll say it in Hindi, but then I translate to English. Sir, kal bhindi banwai thi, aaj lauki banwa de. Yesterday we had made this vegetable, today should we get this vegetable made? I said, Preeti, get out. I'm paying you 600 rupees per month to decide the menu and manage the hostel. If I have to do that job, you give me the money. What nonsense here? Please. He didn't increase my salary, so I left him. I came back to IIT. Complex logistics, transport, and there is this killer called cell phone. If the bus was supposed to reach at 2:05 to that stop, at 2:03 the parent is calling the driver on and on and on, and at 2:04.5 she is calling the school and saying my child has not yet reached. Please, yaar, have some patience. Scale. Doon School does not have an owner. The gentleman, the great person who started Doon School 90 years back, gave it to the students. So all ex-students are members of the society which owns the school. And the students select a board, the board selects the principal. And they have an AGM every year like you have. And every year 3 questions are raised. Every year. Should we start another school? Should we increase number of students? Should we make it co-ed? And every year the answer is no. Categorical no. They say we are 500 students. We were 500 in 1935. We were 500 in 2026. This is what we do well. This is what we can manage. Thank you very much. It's a boys' school. Yes, it has a income by fees of 70 crores a year and a contribution from the alumni of well over another 70 crores a year. Highly funded, no problems, money is not an issue, but we will not increase scale. We don't want to double it or triple it. But on day schools is the pressure of scale. You had 300 children, now you have 3,000 children. It doesn't multiply 10 times, the complexity increases 100 times. Media and information asymmetry, psychology. The children's psychology has changed. Next, please. Next slide. Okay. So we continuously need to look at what is the future. This little kid who has come to us as little angel, who will leave 14 years later as little devil, what will be the world this child will be seeing? And I ask my colleagues some questions. Will there be human beings? Or will the robots kill all of us? Will the robots take our command, or we will take the robots' command?
We started taking.
Oh, we are already taking, of course. They are manipulating you. What will be the careers? What kind of jobs will exist? What do we train them for? What will the world look like? So we need to continue to look at curriculum and pedagogy, re-engineering, an inside-out approach, not outside-in. Next, please. So, what do we do? My first suggestion to you is have an inspiring vision. What is your vision for the school? I asked a leading school principal, ma'am, what is the vision of your school? Oh, I joined only last year. No, there's a board out there. The previous principal wrote it. Just, I don't remember it. My apologies. The vision has to live in you in an understandable statement. One-liner. What is it you're planning to do? And that has to live with every teacher, with every parent. Begin with the end in mind. Stephen Covey, I copied it from 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Don't look at last year our average was 84%, the year before it was 82%, before that was 80, so next year will be 86. Linear extrapolation. Don't do that. Tell yourself, I'm going to aim for 95% average 3 years from now, and now let me see what is it I need to change in order to do that. Okay. Review your context. Who are your parents? What do they want? Who are your children? Who are your teachers? What are their expectations? Segment, target and position. Define whom the school is for. My request is, if you are academic school, and if that is your objective, if your objective is to prepare children for IIT, don't take in a child whose parents say, I want him or her to become a sports person. Thank you very much. And the other way around. Can you refuse an admission? Yes, if you're in a strong position, you're the leading school, you get more applications, good, but when you're not getting more applications, can you still be choosy? I was on a flight yesterday from Delhi to Chennai, and there was this girl, air hostess, slightly short in height. She was trying to find something in the overhead bin, and her hand was not reaching, so I got up, I said, you're searching for something. Can I help you? She said, my tiffin is there. I said, okay. I pulled that out, a small box. She was carrying some chapatis and some vegetable. And I said, you don't take this food which you are giving us, which you are selling? I didn't say it to her publicly, but when she was sitting at the back, I went there and I said, why don't you take this food, these sandwiches? She said, sir, they are very bad. They are stale. They have been frozen, defreezed, heated and frozen again. We don't eat this. I get my food from home. She said, sir, aap bhi mat khana. And then she politely said, sir, batana nahi kisi ko. You should lose her job. I'm suggesting, can you be honest? Can you say, I appreciate what you want, I like you, but this school is not meant for your child. Go there. Can you tell the teacher also that? Especially that troublemaking teacher, can you give her a strong recommendation, make her principal of her competitor school? Yeah. Strategize your actions. What are the actions which will give you the best results and maximum results? Increase school performance many-fold. Not taking the call of that vendor or that parent or fighting with that vendor that why did you put this tile and not that tile, and not fighting with the parent that why don't you come on time, and fighting with that book supplier. Let somebody else do it. I'll come to what is the most important job. Well, let me ask you, what do you think, sir? For a school principal, what is the most strategic job, most important job? Planning, curriculum design, meeting parents,
Keeping teachers happy.
keeping teachers happy.
The entire environment happy.
Yeah, entire environment happy. Teachers become very happy when they don't have to teach. Children become very happy. Ask a child, which is the best period you like? Games period. Okay, keep them happy. How do you keep them happy? Staff room, gossip, WhatsApp,
Often and upgrade their skills.
upgrade their skills.
That environment. This environment.
So when I went on as director of the school, of this business school, I asked my director, brilliant person, Professor Siruri, sir, I sought an appointment, he gave me an appointment at 7:45 in the evening in his office. I went to meet him. I said, sir, you have granted me leave. Now please tell me what is the job of a director? What am I supposed to do? So he had this laptop, he had his desktop, and he had files, etc. I moved them out. He says, Harish, I spend 80% of my time in all this nonsense. Anybody can do it. I said, no sir, anybody can't do it. It has to be a person of your competence. No, tum bhi kar loge, kuch nahi hota, nothing happens. Nothing goes wrong. If in my 5 years tenure 25 good faculty join, IIT will move up 1 step. And if 25 good faculty leave, will go down 4 steps. The single most important job for a school principal, school leader, is to find, identify, recruit, train, stabilize good teachers. And it is my submission that if you look at your daily profile, if your weekly profile, there's hardly any time you spend on that. The worst method of finding a teacher is called newspaper advertisement, followed by LinkedIn, followed by timesaheadjob.com. Good teachers don't put their biodatas there. Pick up any newspaper, appointments day, wanted teacher, wanted principal, walk-in interview. Well, who's the kind of principal who walk in for an interview? I was going shopping, I thought I might have given an interview also. Big joke here. Please, look at it carefully. Aim for operational effectiveness. Smoothen them out. A transport query should not come to you. An infrastructure query should not come to you. If it is coming, something is wrong. Repair your systems. Repair responsibility matrix. Next, please. You cannot manage that what you cannot do yourself. Fundamental principle. I am not saying you be the best at it. You can't be a tennis coach unless you know how to play tennis. The players will do it better than you. Sure. But you need to know that game. You need to know that. So I'm suggesting you cannot tell people how to manage themselves unless you know how to manage yourself. Sir, who are you?
One of the school owners, sir.
You are a school owner. That's your designation. Who are you?
I am a man.
You are a man. That is a species. Who are you?
I am a soul.
You are a soul. Where is that soul?
It is inner.
Inner. Okay. Next set of questions. Is this you or is it your hand?
It is my hand.
It is your hand. Just like we have possessions, you have a car, you have a scooter,
Yes.
You need to take care of it. Why? If you don't take care of it, what happens? It will fail.
Yeah, it repairs.
It will get bad. It won't work. You need it in good condition so that when you start at 7 a.m. in the morning for the school, you reach there by 7:20. But if you find there is it is not starting, it is not clean, your day gets spoiled, right? Just like you have a car which you use, you have a hand which you use. The hand is not you. You have a leg which you use. The leg is not you. Your first duty is to keep your body in shape. You are not permitted to fall sick during school days. Right? Silly argument, no? People fall sick. No, they don't fall sick. You become sick when you don't feel like doing the job you have to do. So I told my faculty and staff at this business school when I was director for a while, when you are applying for sick leave, one is please tell me about 2 months in advance. Two, don't write the sickness, we will write it for you. Because I don't want everybody getting pneumonia the same week. You have to go for a wedding. Wedding leave is not permitted for others. So you write pneumonia, that's okay. You will get a doctor to endorse it. No problems. But don't bluff yourself here, please. Good professionals don't fall sick. Next time, next session on that. Read a lot, write a lot. It is my request. In your 12 hours a day schedule, 14 hours a day schedule, either create some time or extend this 14 to 15 hours, you won't die. Anything that does not kill you makes you stronger. Sir, पढ़ने का टाइम ही नहीं मिलता. टाइम नहीं मिलता, टाइम लाओ यार. What time do you go to sleep? Sir, 11 o'clock at night. What time you get up? 5:30. I said, get up at 5. You won't die. Can you increase by 30 minutes? Believe me, anybody and everybody can create an extra hour in their life. I met a gentleman called R.P. Luther. He was Secretary, Heavy Industry, Government of India. There was this sick agency called Damodar Valley Corporation. It's a case we studied. And he turned it around very successfully. And I happened to meet him at a conference. And I went up to him, sir, we had studied your case as part of our management. Who are you? I said, sir, I am a lecturer at IIT Delhi. पढ़ाते हो? I said, yes, sir. पढ़ते भी हो? I said, yes, sir. How many books have you read this month? I said, sir, I was reading one book since last month. Okay. I walked off. At lunch, I went and sat on the same table. I said, sir, how many books have you read? 1,560 in the last 32 years. Just excuse me. What do you do? He said, you know, Harish, I have a habit. 32 years back, I developed it. I start a book every Sunday. Sometimes I finish it in 3-4 days. Sometimes it takes longer. But I start a second book on the next Sunday. So 52 weeks, 30 years, 15 and 60. That's the score. And then after a while he came back, he came to me, you know, Harish, sometimes I cheat. I said, sir, how do you do that? I know this is a very busy week, I won't have any time, so I pick up some light book like Jonathan Livingston Seagull and read it on a flight. My target is met. 2, you have rich experience. Don't wait for retirement, then we will write a book. Write up 1 page every day. What have you learned today? What is that message? When you compile it, it become a book. Manage stress and time. I need 2 days for that session. So next time, after TEACON, sometime we'll pick it up. Plan a lot. Put first things first. Put information systems in place. I'm rushing through it because I don't think I have too much time left. And I have something important to say. Next, please. So then, after you have trained yourself, after become a leader of yourself, then let's start looking at the curricula, pedagogy, assessment system, not before. First become a good manager of your own self. What do we teach? Obviously we need to teach the 3 R's. We need to teach 21st century skills, whatever they are. This will get them into good board results. It will get them into a good college. It will not make them a good human being. For that, we need to begin with discipline. You have all read about the marshmallow experiment? Yes, sir? Marshmallow experiment? No? Okay, it's a very simple experiment. What this teacher did, in US they have marshmallows, in India we can have candies or toffees or whatever. He put a bowl of marshmallow there, class 2, 3, 4 students, and he said, each one of you can take one from here, but if you wait for 30 minutes till the end of the class, then you can take 2. And he recorded it. A lot of children ran and picked up one, and some waited for 30 minutes or 35 minutes. And then he studied them over the next 20 years. And what he found is, students who could delay gratification of better results performed better in life. Very small experiment, beautiful experiment. 20 years it took. So, I wish that if the Prime Minister of this country, if I'm able to meet him somewhere, I'm not going to ask him for his autograph, that I can AI generate or copy. I'm going to ask him one thing. Please ban Zomato and Swiggy. Ban it. This idea of instant gratification, I want the chocolate now. And believe me, I don't like this whiskey, I want a bottle of rum right now. It's happening. Ban it. It's also causing a social nuisance because these little boys who deliver, because they have to meet this 10-minute deadline, they violate all traffic rules, they drive on the wrong side, they don't wear a helmet. Teach them discipline. What is discipline? The ability to make and keep commitments. It begins with self. If you decide tomorrow I'll get up at 5 a.m., will you get up at 5 a.m.? If I tell sir, I will see you at 12 o'clock tomorrow, will I be there at 11:59 or will it be there at 12:05? That's discipline. Simple. Humility. No learning happens in arrogance. An abundance mentality. Sandeep, you're Sandeep, right? What is your perception? What percentage of people in India have a car? What percentage of families have a car? If you look at Chennai or Coimbatore, what do you think it is?
Around 20%.
Around 20%. Now I'll give you an interesting statistic, you can do it on your own. 45 lakh cars manufactured and sold in India last year. 10 years back it was 25 lakhs. Take the average. Assume all those vehicles on the road. Divide into 4 sections. Government, corporate, commercial, personal. Harish Chaudhary has 2 cars. KK Modi has 14. The average may be 2. It is less than 2%, sir. Less than 2% families in India have a car. But if you look at Chennai, you believe that everybody has 2 cars because they are all here. If you have a car, you belong to the 98th percentile of this country. You are rich. What right do you have to complain? Develop an abundance mentality. Teach them values, ethics, sensitivity, honesty, gratitude, failure. Seems a long list. It is easy. It is easy. As a trained engineer, I do factor analysis. I pulled out a few factors. You get the basics right, it all happens. Develop physical intelligence, not artificial intelligence, academic intelligence. Actually, the problem is that we have started developing artificial intelligence without intelligence. Intelligence can be artificial. Somebody sent me a WhatsApp, stupidity is natural. Emotional intelligence. Far more critical in life than the marks you got in class 12 or in college. spiritual intelligence. I was in Jaipur for a session day before, and one of my PhD students asked me, "Sir, what is spirituality? What is the difference between spirituality and religion?" Any comments? Ma'am, spirituality?
Believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself.
Self-realization.
Self-regulation.
Free from desires.
Free from desires.
Inner peace.
Inner peace. Those are all outcomes.
Connecting with God.
Connecting with God, that is what, if you Google, that's the answer you will get. Connecting with something higher than yourself, that is the Google answer to it. It's only that Google did it before you. I have my definition. Respect nature. Respect nature. Nature is human beings, nature is animals, nature is plants, nature is chair and table. Okay. Develop confidence. Our children lack confidence. And keep curiosity alive. Learning happens by curiosity. Next, please. Ethics. This is my definition of ethics. You can create your own. To me, everything else follows from here. I will not take that which is not mine. Sir has sent me a WhatsApp 5,000 rupees. I didn't spend it. I'm spending 1100. 320 yesterday for the cab I took to Delhi airport. Yesterday the cab that picked me up has been paid by you. Today night I will be paying 800 from Delhi airport to Sainik Farms because they are going to charge me late arrival and it's quite a distance. That 5,000 rupees is not mine. Sorry. I will not harm anyone or anything for my personal gains. My professor told me this. There were 14 of us in a classroom, and the classroom was in this way. He said, make a semicircle. We started pulling the chair. He said, stop. Lift the chair nicely. Don't drag it, it hurts. Don't hurt the chair. Anything. Everything is God's creation. Next, please. Okay. Now let's get going. All that is theory, background. Begin with a school development plan. That is the vision. This is where we are. How do we go there? Document it. Write the steps. Peter McCollin took over as principal of Doon School. I asked him, school development plans, Peter, how do you achieve success? He said, I achieved overnight success after 10 years of hard work. Yeah. Get stakeholders on board. Your owners, your teachers, your parents. Communicate a lot. Craft the SMC. You all have your SMCs. Design it, manage it. Negotiate the development plan. Understand accounting and finance. You can be a great leader, a great teacher, a great principal. Somebody would ask you, where is the money? What happened to it? Please understand it. Understand statutory and legal issues. It's okay to have a CA, it's okay to have a lawyer, but you must have a good understanding of it. Next, please. Get parents on board. Please stop PTMs. My request. They are jantar mantar, fireworks. The parents come in hordes willing to attack you. Don't do it. There are these 4 noisy parents who incite 40 others. What is the school doing? School is doing here. What are you doing? Request. If you're a small school, meet every parent at least once a year, preferably twice a year, for 30 to 45 minutes, one-to-one. If you're a large school, get your coordinators to do that. Train your teachers how to meet parents 1-to-1. That 1 against 40 or 1 against 50. I have this little girl who's joined as a teacher. She goes into a panic before the PTM. Parents aane wale hain. Ma'am, can you be with me for 1 hour? Sorry. Call them 1-to-1. Focus on training for all. Yes, teachers are important. The first interaction which a parent has with their school is the website. The second interaction they have is with the guard at the gate. Train that guard. The hotels do a great job of it. Brand the school. Another session, I normally take a course on branding, brand management, 54 hours. We can crash it to 2 days for schools. Carry out PR strategically. Do you know who's the local correspondent for the newspaper in your beat? Did you send him a Onam gift or a Pongal gift? Him or her? Who are the YouTubers in your area? Please identify them. You don't live in a silo. They can cause havoc. Be visible and accessible. Difficult? Accessibility is difficult, visibility is not. Be around. Use media effectively, focus on results. Next. So, then leadership. Become an effective leader. Begin with talent acquisition, retention, mentoring. Training cannot undo recruitment errors. You get a wrong person in, you suffer the consequences. Do not compromise. Sometimes you might have to. There are teachers who decide mid-session to leave. You have to find a good physics teacher immediately. Do it, but don't compromise. Get whoever is available, but be prepared. We'll start hunting for the good one and get the best person on board soon enough. Know your people. Meet your teachers regularly 1-to-1. If not every quarter, at least twice a year. Don't review the results. Those will be visible. Ask them what's happening in their life. Make teachers' development a priority. Build high-performing teams. Sir. So, individualized development plans, each for each teacher. Install an academic information system. The results, board results, are post-mortem. There's very little you can do about it. Can they come to you 11 months in advance, 10 months in advance? Every month can it come to you? And please continue to teach. Not by the CBSE book which says 12 periods per week. Teach with passion. One of the most performing schools in India used to be Jawahar Vidya Mandir, Ranchi. And when I heard about it, there is this gentleman from Thanjavur. Who is from Thanjavur here?
Yeah,
Sir. So, sir, you put in 40 children every year into IIT and NEET and so on. And Jawahar Vidya Mandir, Ranchi used to put anywhere between 50 to 100 every year into IITs. And the principal, Dr. D.R. Singh, as a principal of a school which has 5,000 children, used to take 34 periods per week, teach chemistry from his own chemistry book, class 9, 10, 11, 12. And with great pride he came to me and said, I have been a teacher for 34 years and I have never been late for a class even once in my life by 1 minute. You set the standards. Manage by walking around. Visit the staff rooms. The day the staff room starts discussing child performance in preference to Tamil Nadu government versus government of India, you have achieved a milestone. Involve people, delegate everything, and after delegating everything, you'll have a full day's job for you. Next. So, be organized and chaotic, be firm and flexible, communicate a lot, speak a lot, listen a lot, shout a lot, Laugh a lot. Some people feel nice and start functioning better when they're shouted at. Do that early morning. But by the evening, start laughing and take the sting out. Don't let them carry it home. Okay? Socialize a lot. Meet your teachers, meet your parents. Next, please. Put systems in place. Have a written job description for everybody, including your peon. Put appraisals in place and do not tie appraisals to promotion or salary increase. No. Then why should we have appraisal? No, your salary will not increase, you will not get a promotion. So why are you having appraisal? To identify areas of improvement and design a plan for it. Full stop. Give appropriate rewards, focus on team building, reward efforts. Not only outcomes, efforts. Develop individual development plans, manage expectations. Tell your teachers in Coimbatore that in case you want a bungalow and race course, by the time you retire, please leave my job and start a coaching center. As a teacher, तो नहीं बनेगा. As a teacher, all that can happen is 30 kilometers away from here, there is a field, buy 400 square yards of place, we will give you a small loan or arrange a bank loan, so that when you retire, the city will have reached there, sell 200 yards and make a house. Race course के आसपास मत जाना. Not allowed. This job is not for money. This job is for respect. This job is for happiness, satisfaction. Empower teachers and staff, culture indoctrination, counseling. Some people react to counseling, some people to coaching, some to mentoring, and if they don't, then surgery. I asked a very senior surgeon in Delhi, when do you decide to perform surgery? I had a little problem with the prostate gland, happened in COVID, and I was giving medicines. For 4 years I was on medicines. And then he said, Harish, surgery कर देते हैं. I said, sir, पहले क्यों नहीं कर दिया था? He says, look, what we understand, we have medicine for that. What we don't understand, we do surgery. Now I have given up. So I'm suggesting, see, we are not psychiatrists. We have a larger job. We have an answerable to children and the parents. I cannot focus all my time on that one person who needs psychiatric treatment. And believe me, half the country needs it. Huh? Next, please. Now, to the teachers. Children do not learn from people they do not like. Fundamental. The first job of a teacher is to be liked by the children. Can every teacher be a role model? Develop individual education plans for each child, differentiated teaching, motivate the child. Sir, 105, can I have another 5-7 minutes? We'll probably have to, we'll have some questions after that. So there was an experiment that was carried out, again they do a lot of these things in US. And they were trying to answer, are some children born intelligent or do they become intelligent? So what they did, they gave class 2 children, 50 children, a test, and they graded them and gave them 10 children got A grade, 10 got B grade, 10 got C grade, 10 got D grade, 10 got fail. And then over the next 5 years, they regularly tested this group of children, and what they found is the A graders largely stayed A graders. The child who was ranked 4, he became 3rd or 2nd or 5th. The one who was 1st became 2nd or 3rd. But those top 10 remained the top 10. And they concluded that some children are born more intelligent than others. Our experience is also the same. The children who come 1st, 2nd, 3rd in class 2 or 3, they come 1st, 2nd, 3rd in class 4, class 5, class 6, etc. Yes, ma'am? And then they give the bad news. The bad news was, we never tested those children, we randomly gave them the grades. Now, how did these 10 children become A graders? Because they believed they are intelligent, their parents believed they are brilliant, their teachers believed they are brilliant, and they stuck on to it. Motivate the child. In North India, a lot of people have done very deep research on donkeys. I hear this way of, gadhe ho tum. And I ask them, tumhe kaise pata chala? What do you know about a donkey? You have killed that child, I'm sorry. We all want appreciation. Can you give it to that child who is the last child in the class? You must have seen that video by Rita Pearson. This child got 2 out of 20 and she put a smiley. You've done well. He said, ma'am, is that a failure? He said, yes. Why you put a smiley? He said, because you're doing well. Last time you got 0. You're improving. Motivate the child. Next, please. Quantify results. Use information technology selectively. There's a whole debate going on in Scandinavia and Australia. Should they ban social media for children? Up to what age and what stage? They've agreed on it. The only question is at the age of 12 or 14 or 16. Don't let them be glued to this phone or that screen. It was Noah Harari who said in 1997, the next century will be a century of loneliness. We are mentally degenerating. And this is the first time in the history of US records, first time, 2025, they're doing this again in 26, that they're reporting that the younger generation is less intelligent than the previous generation. The report is out. Yes, academics first, back to the basics. Engineer the environment. Create a learning environment in your school. I was at Stanford, and it's considered one of the top level universities in the world. Two of my students, we call them Mentals. He works in Microsoft, she works in Intel. So we call them Mental. And their daughter was studying in Stanford, so we went to meet her. And we were having some coffee outside the library in the lawns. There was a coffee shop. In America, you get very bad coffee, very expensive and bad. It's okay. गए हैं तो भैया कॉफी पी रहे हैं. And I overheard something in the next table. Now these people wanted to walk around. I said, please go around. I'm going to sit here. I sat there for 3 hours. And I was listening to the conversation which children were having around me. All of them were talking projects, academics, research. You walk into a college canteen, cockroach, mosquito, fly, Aam Aadmi Party. Can we change that? Can you create an environment where people talk academics, where people talk projects, where people talk about learning, where people talk about books? And my last request to you, please let your teachers teach. Just too many times, the principal has no work, she's getting bored, तो टीचर को क्लास 4 से बुला लो. I was thinking of holding the sports day. Ma'am, please think, no? I'm doing my teaching. Thinking is your job. I'm suggesting, let them teach. Let them do their job. Yes, sir. Next. And instill in people a sense of belonging and a pride of place. Can your teacher say with a great pride, when somebody tells them, I sell chocolates for Cadbury's, my salary is 80 lakhs per year. Can the teacher say, my salary is 80,000 a month, I make human beings? And instill in them a pride. I am a teacher. I am a proud teacher. I am doing a great job. Not arrogance. There's a difference between vanity and pride. Anybody from literature? Anybody teaches literature? English? Any English teachers? Jane Austen, Pride and Prejudice. Beautiful book. She says, pride is what you believe yourself to be. Vanity is what you want others to believe you. Can you create in them a sense of pride? We do a great job. Next, sir. Believe in God, have faith, rest will follow. Next. So that's it. So much. The critical session is outside, we can already hear it. Questions, clarifications, comments, we still have some time, a few minutes to go. Because I believe we had good breakfast, so a few minutes. Yes, sir, please.
So what are your thoughts on use of electronic devices inside the classroom, panels, tablets for children?
See, all science is value neutral. Every technology can be used positively, negatively. Please use it. But use it purposefully, meaningfully. The problem with smart boards is the class became smart, the teacher became smarter, the children became dumb. I walked into classrooms where all the teacher knows is how to switch it on and how to switch it off. The rest runs. Don't do that. But yes, I use a smart board. I write on it. 2. I make PowerPoint presentations. Day before 3 days back I sent it to Himanshu, another presentation tried in Jaipur, and he put AI on it. And he made it so colorful and fancy I couldn't read it myself. I had a very tough job because that was an online session. Use ChatGPT. Use it extensively. See, you cannot deny technology. You cannot say that I will not use my car, I will walk down to the school. Sorry. If the world is using a car, you have to use it. It makes life easier, but at the same time, you cannot use ChatGPT if you do not know the subject well. So 3 years back, I changed my examination pattern. Because I know all children are going to use ChatGPT, AI, Perplexity, Gemini. So now what I do, I give them the question paper and the ChatGPT 5.0 answer. And I ask them to underline what would they like to change in it and why. I want them thinking. See, technology is a tool. It's like saying don't use a calculator, don't use Excel. Please use it. But the problem with Excel is, my children come and tell me when we interview them. We had a round of interviews some time back for our MBA program. What's the GDP of India? $3 billion. Please read it at least once before you submit it. You have downloaded it. In COVID, I had a very difficult time. They started sending me assignment responses without even changing the name of the person from whom they had copied. I said, yaar, bhale aadmi, apna naam likh do yaar, ispe please. Oh, sir, I forgot. I said, you forgot your name. Sorry. Any other comment, question? Yes, sir.
Sir, you had made an observation. I'm not able to recall the exact.
That's fine.
Please do not hurt or do a thing which will have personal gains. Is it okay to do it if it's impersonal, or is it the meaning you wanted to convey?
Yes. For the maximum benefits, for the benefit of maximum number of people. See, there will be, sometimes we'll take actions which will hurt somebody, but if it benefits a larger number of people, to me it's okay. I'm okay with that. To just give you an example, I'm struggling with a school in Dehradun who out of their charity and social commitment took in a large number of children with special needs, autistic children. And what happened is the other children, parents withdrew their children after a year. In a class of 20, They had 5 autistic children, 4 autistic children and 1 special needs. And you know what autism is. And they started losing their business. So I have asked them that please keep 1 in 1 class. Don't go beyond it. I agree these children need help. Start a special school for special children, please. You have the money? Go ahead. But I cannot let the other 15 children suffer. Ma'am.
Sir, usually the competitive exams are MCQ, objective,
Yes.
whereas the school examinations are subjective. So what is your thought on whether the subjectivity or objectivity, how is it?
Stay with subjective.
Stay
with subjective. Simple. That enables you to see application of the mind. So we keep struggling with it. Should we have negative marks for wrong chances? How much negative marks? Objective sometimes can be a lot of guesswork without application of the mind.
So one more question from
Yes,
my
ma'am.
side.
Yes, please.
Why not think of 9, 10, 11, 12 together as a credit system? Can children learn, assimilate, and then give an examination rather than every year bits and pieces they learn and they complete? There are systems abroad in various countries where they just do it over 4 years, the credit system. Why are we not thinking anything on those lines?
See, unfortunately, if you have the freedom, if you are following IB curriculum, you can do that. The difficulty is that we live in an environment where children have to get that piece of paper which says 95% marks in order to qualify for their admission to the university. To me, the question is saying, why do we have a lift here, why don't we have an elevator? Why is our road like this and why don't we have a pavement? Why don't we have a cycling track? So we live within a set of rules and laws. And therefore, we have to, so to a certain extent, especially after class 8, be kind of focused on board exams and competitive exams. Up to class 8, you have huge freedom. So, what can we change? It's like in Finland, they start schooling late. In India, we used to get children at the age of 5, now 4, now 3, now 2. Now they're saying when the child is born, send the child to us. But it's difficult to change. It's difficult to stand out unless you can really, really brand yourself on that.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
One question from you, sir. You said education completes by the age of 8. Unfortunately, we are living in a system where promotions up to class 8 are automatic. Aren't these two extremes?
See, to me, it's a throw-up between what is education and what we're trying to do. Now, is it better to retain the child and the child loses confidence, or to promote the child with lesser skills? My request is, or my personal feeling is, let's keep promoting the child. Otherwise, you demotivate the child a lot. But can you call the parents and tell them that, look, we are sending this child from class 2 to class 3, but I need an additional 2 months, 3 months with this child, so no holidays. So there is this chain of schools in US called the CREPS schools. They are for the economically weaker sections. They run 12 months a year. Because what they find, okay, let me give a more accurate example. I was in the Bronx in New York visiting a grammar school, and again I had a set of school principals, ladies largely, and some of them, 2 of them wanted to use the washroom. So the director, the principal there, called the director, I said, ma'am, they want to use the washroom, where is the washroom? Because they approached me. She called the security, come in. Short little lady, African, washroom. They went there, checked, and came back, ma'am, yes. I said, what were they checking? She said, we are in a slum. The children here, with the best of our safety measures, bring in knives, guns. We have to be very careful. And then she told me what she's doing. She runs the school 12 months a year. The children come in at 7 a.m. They have their breakfast, they have their classes, they play there, they sleep there, they do the assignment, they go back at 8 in the evening. She said if I let them go home, their parents are separated, druggists, criminals, that's what they'll become. I keep them here. I am determined to change this environment because I have grown up here. So I'm suggesting, put extra effort to get the child up to the standards. And yes, sometimes you will fail, and that's okay. It's also a question of what are the resources available to you. So I was talking to the principal of LM Girls, Jyotsna Brar. She was principal for 15 years, and she is considered one of the leading FS educations of India. And I said, what differentiates a Vellum Girls School and what makes it number one in India? She says, if we have one child who wants to pursue something, we do our best to provide that resource. We teach them dancing, we teach them Bharatanatyam, but if one girl wants to do Kathak and I can find a Kathak teacher, I will get her. If one child wants to learn Japanese and I can find a Japanese teacher, I will get her. They have the resources. Doon School has the resources. They say with every child, we work at an individual level. Special children, you have to work at separate special level. That's my perception. Right, sir? Thank you so much. Yes, ma'am. Please. Yeah.
Thank you so much. It was simply,
Sir.
I got it.
Okay.
For that brilliant and eye-opening. Most of us, I think all of us felt whatever you said. A lot of emotions were coming, at least when I was listening to you, and the helplessness also. See, education itself is not a level playing field, especially in our country. When you mentioned about that grammar school, there are a lot of places like that in our country itself. So we are all in a different board exams, like we have CBSE, we have IB, we have the government exams. So it's nothing as level playing as well as different schools also. But then everybody needs an opportunity. Everybody has to be given an opportunity in different levels. So thank you so much. You've really touched a lot of topics which are really, burning issues if you ask me. And where will we start and where will we, reach is the question. And for that we need the help and support and cooperation of not only the schools, but the government, people like you. I think we've had a wonderful afternoon today. Very, I don't want to use the word useful. I can't find a word to describe your session here. Thank you so much.
Maybe enlightening. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
So, as ma'am said, it was a wonderful session, sir. Thank you so much.